Good day, folks. Me, Mortimer here. I'm currently at the tram lounge at Edinburgh Airport, which is something that I always forget actually exists, but I like going in every now and then if I'm going to be filming around here. But yeah, I've got, I think, two segments outside the studio for this episode of Bus News. Let's start with the first one. Scottish Citylink have introduced new buses on their service Air between Edinburgh Airport and Glasgow. So I'm going to be giving those a try. I'm going to take one out to Hairmyres services, and then maybe one back to Edinburgh Airport. Might take Flixbus 090 so I can compare it to other diesel coaches in the same vein. But yeah, I've got about like 6-7 minutes until the bus leaves, so I'm gonna head over to the stands for Citylink now. So yeah, gotta say these coaches do look very sleek. Hiya.
Yeah.
Single, please. Hairmyres services.
That's huge.
Brilliant. Thank you. Right, okay, so at your seats, very good legroom, first of all. This is, I think, like a 3-inch difference for me, bearing in mind I'm 6'1". Whenever I'm reviewing the distance between seats, I always have to bring that up. So this is a very good legroom. Behind each seat, you've got a table which slides out, so that's room for like a laptop or whatever. Drinks holder, no clue why every drinks holder on every coach or whatever is always really small, but yeah, that's interesting. And then you've got curtains at every seat, which actually don't do a half bad job at blocking out the sun or whatever. And then here, next to a lot of the seats, there's CCTV cameras, and then you've got aircon here, which, just feeling it, looks to be on full blast, which is pretty cool. Seat reservation numbers on at seat 43 and 44. There's lights, which are pretty cool, and you can actually turn them on and off if you want. There's a service button. I don't know what that does. Doesn't look to actually do anything. And then, yeah, there's a stop button, which I might as well press since I'm getting off at the next stop. It doesn't make a noise. Okay. Never mind, it does. I just pressed it and it made a sort of beeping noise, but it was very quiet. Huh. There is also quite spacious overhead luggage racks if you so wish to use them, though I think most people will just put their bag next to them. And then yeah, at the side you got seat belts, an armrest, which is about as good as you'd expect, and then you can recline your seats, which the recliner on these is actually really good. Hold on. So this is the seat when it isn't reclined, right? And then press this button down, it's quite firm. Look at that. That is insane. Look how much that's gone back. That is a significantly different angle to this one. Also, these seats, good God, are they comfy? I could easily fall asleep on one of these seats. Like, they're so good. I'm just gonna quickly get some engine recordings, and then yeah, we should be arriving at Hairmyres in about like 3 minutes. So yeah, here we go. Awesome driver, gotta admit. Okay, so those were the new Irizar i6Ss efficients for the Citylink Service Air. I'm gonna be honest, Irizar, I think you've outdone yourself, because those were really good coaches. However, I'm not really done here yet. I just want to quickly discuss, you know, Citylink are now starting their summer rotas, so the Air is now going up to every 20 minutes, which is to do with the fact that it's now using single-decker coaches as opposed to double-decker coaches. But yeah, I would say out of 10, I'd say those coaches are honestly like a 9 out of 10, because they are really solid coaches. Still think I prefer Mercedes Turismos, but that's not to say that those Irizars aren't bad. Not at all. I also got engine recordings on the Irizar alongside a Flixbus Yutong GT12 and Volvo 9700, just so you can sort of compare the way they sound and whatever. If you can't be arsed to watch that, then just skip to the time frame on screen. I'd say I've had a fairly productive morning. I've managed to compare the new Irizar i6Ss on the Citylink Air to what I would consider to be the two other main diesel coaches that operators are buying at the moment. Yutong GT12s and Sunsun Degui bodied Volvo 9700s. I'm going to be honest, just overall thoughts on the Irizar i6Ss. They're ugly as shit, but they're really good buses. So yeah, I'd say 9700s were the worst coaches I've been on today. Then the GT12s, which were quite a big step up. And then an even further step up is the i6Ss. So yeah, I'd say that works out well. Why was that actually a good shot when I was in such a rush to get a photo? I've been wanting to get a good photo of an 18 for ages. But anyways, that is enough from me for today, but not for this video. In fact, in about 18 hours time, I'm going to be filming again. Except there will be other people. Okay, let's just cut to Glasgow Central now. Okay, hello, there's three of us. It's me here, Cormac's here, Will's here. Hello, Will. We're on a class 156 now. We're going down to visit the new stations at Hairmyres and East Kilbride.
Very posh.
I know Hairmyres is the only proper new station, but
they could have just fucking refurbished it, to be honest.
I was gonna say, I don't know why they moved it up like 600 yards.
It felt like it.
They felt a bit silly.
They're just cool like that.
That was an absolute travesty of a train ride. Good God.
We're at Hairmyres. It is the exact fucking same as basically every other station that's opened in the past 10 or so years. It smells very nice though. Don't know why, but I'll take it. Alright, do you guys want to do a tour of the facilities at the station and that?
Wait 1 sec, let me get my tripod set up.
What's cool is that this station actually has a proper station building, which, considering it's quite a small station, I had not expected that, but it's pretty cool. What's cool about this station is that it actually has step-free access, so yeah, I can get the lift up instead of the stairs. They exist.
Yes, we do.
So yeah, this is proof that the step-free access is very efficient, isn't it?
Oh shit!
Jesus Christ. There's a footbridge with high walls, which kind of sucks for train spotting. If you're under the height of like 5'10", actually getting good shots is going to be difficult. You can't always go to the end of the stairs just before they curve, which I guess provides for a good enough shot. Certified train veg all the way up at the end of the platform. Anyway, let's continue actually filming stuff.
If we want to get onto that platform, we have to stay on that platform because barriers. So we either sacrifice this platform.
Wait, mate, get your dick out of the way.
Okay.
What's cool is that on the handlebars at the tops of the stairs, it says platform 2, but it also has braille. Don't know how accurate the brailing is, but I would hope it's actually pretty good. They've also taped over the way out signs using duct tape. Yeah, platform 2 is the less interesting of the platforms. Like, there's about 8 benches, a couple dot matrices with the next trains in that, grip bin, shelter, a couple smart card validators. Basically standard train station stuff. I think platform 1's the more interesting one. However, we have to actually have a ticket to go onto platform 1, which, to be fair, we got an SBT roundabout, so we'll be able to go on easily. Guys, why's my ticket not working? Yeah, no, the answer to this is probably pretty simple in all honesty. For some reason, the ticket machine at Glasgow Central gave me this as opposed to a standard National Rail ticket. For the record, here's one I got at Partick like a month prior. Thank you.
This forms all 4 carriages.
The speakers are pretty loud. What I find interesting is that this car park is abnormally large. There's also a taxi bay there, and then there's, for some reason, 2 bus stops. Odd. Okay, so platform 1 is basically the exact same as platform 2, except the lift doesn't actually go onto the platform. So there's, I mean, it kind of does, but you have to go through a gate that's under lock and key, so that's kind of difficult.
The train arriving at platform 2 is the 10:45 service
Better get my
to
camera.
East.
So yeah, platform 1's basically the same as platform 2, though what I will say is what I've discovered is that in the waiting shelters, the benches are actually different. They're lower down, which I suppose is good for accessibility, though there are still more traditional ones you can lean on here, which is pretty cool. I will also say these help points are very interesting because they show you all the departures, information, and then emergency. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Does it touch screen? No, it is not. Okay.
I went to get that with the 158 next to passive. It's not half a bad idea.
156.
156, same thing, mate.
Whoa.
This is
I've got that on recording, and all the train veg is going to hurt
This just goes with a fucking bus veg, not a train veg, man.
Okay, so that was the new station at Hairmyres. What are you guys' thoughts on it?
It's no bad, but I think it's a bit of a waste of money when you got a perfectly fine station there, personally.
I mean, I do sort of get why they would make a double platform in that, because they've got the dual tracks now.
Right, you may as well.
And I get that but they're already spending money on making a double track and adding the electrics in, so they might as well have just maybe revamped the old station.
That's still a few billion quid that could go to, I don't know, buying more trains.
Otherwise, though, I'd say it's a solid enough station. I mean, it is basically the same as,
all the
every single ScotRail station.
every single
new one, that is.
ScotRail.
yeah, every station
Left to
sort of.
East Linton, except it has a station building, which is neat.
I was gonna say, unlike say Cameron Bridge and East
Reston.
Linton and
No, East Linton and Reston are identical. They are actually identical.
I've never been to Reston, so
I've been there on TPE, like just going through it. Something stupid like the electric's actually not being put on until December.
Yeah.
Yep.
According to.
So that's 7 months without. So it's still gonna be 156 is down this line for another.
Yeah,
318
but
so
for the
318
veg.
so it's not everything getting removed, then all the promotions.
Yeah, well, because we've got to reuse these for the next one.
Fair enough.
You
Yes,
want to take
reuse,
one.
recycle.
Yeah.
A good one.
Take care. Yeah, you wish.
It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot.
You're getting the next train back
Yes.
into Glasgow, aren't
So I'm
you?
going to go 380 veg because
You should just stay with us. You know.
380. Yeah, but
380s are.
I get that he should stay with us, but 380s are awesome. We, my beloved. Anyway, Will's going off. However, the two of us have an idea, and by that I mean I have an idea, but I'm dragging him along for the sake of it because neither of us actually know what we're doing.
I'm not paid to do this. This is slavery.
You signed an NDA. But yeah, I was thinking we could go down and have a quick look at the old Hairmyres station. And
We're
shit.
so not going to work. Temple says you're going to go on it, and then you're going to get like a fucking network rail staff telling you, get off the platform.
Well, I mean, if the gates are open to it, I'll probably have a quick gander. But if it's barred off, I'll just maybe get videos or whatever.
No, it's not like that. You're going to put on the abandoned.
No, because that ended like half a year ago, and also that's only for Edinburgh.
I remember watching that in the Greggs in fucking Waverley.
You watched The Abandoned in Grey.
Oh, it's not a train, no, it's not.
Well, it's just a very shiny map.
Okay, Will, would you like to say goodbye to Central Scotland buses forever before I implode?
It's not forever. Goodbye, Central Scotland buses.
Goodbye.
That's it, it's a single Scotland rail.
It's also not Central. It's Central Scotland buses deluxe. Where both are on. Okay, we're gonna head down to the old Hairmyres station now. Goodbye.
God, this is going to be cut down so much.
Yes, sir. Okay, we found this bridge, and this gives us a pretty good view of the old platform. As you can see, they've gone over the yellow lines in that. Old station building looks to be a key store now, but yeah. Got some photos. No, they weren't great, I've got to admit, and you got in your words, shite. Yeah. Let's go closer to the station. Oh, and yeah, you can't get onto the old platform. It's been sort of fenced off. Yeah. I think if we were to try to get onto that platform, that'd be trespassing. So it now says Hairmyres Station. It's down this way. Anything under it? No, okay.
Access point now.
Let's see. This is interesting. Old Hairmyres. Yeah. So Busby Junction's up there, and then East Kilbride's up there. Oh, 50, is that 50 mile an hour?
I believe so.
Wow, didn't expect that. And then yeah, the passenger notice about the improvement works. So yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, off to East Kilbride now. Hiya. Single please, East Kilbride bus station. Is that brilliant? Thank you. We're at East Kilbride. We didn't realize that the new building wasn't open yet. Is that even meant to be the new building?
Yeah, redevelopment.
Oh, okay. Okay, well either way it looks cool, I guess. I'm curious as to what's going to happen with this building once the other building's done.
I think this is the toilet.
Yeah. Now they'll knock it down. I thought they put the toilet in the new building.
Maybe, the chance can get one.
What they could do is they could always just make this a very big platform that spans onto the pavement. Maybe a couple ticket barriers, but yeah. Anywho, yeah, they've got new dot matrices and the wires and new platform, but that's pretty much it. Oh well, that's an irritating endpoint. Should we do a quick outro?
Is this the end?
Yes. Okay, so that was the new stations on the East Kilbride line. Well, new. I would say Hairmyres was the more exciting of the two, primarily because they've not actually finished the work at East Kilbride. Of course, they're not turning the electrical stuff on, as Will said, until December, so still getting 156s for the next couple months or whatever.
Yeah.
Mac is getting a photo of this 156 pulley.
A video,
we're gonna take it back up to probably Glasgow, but maybe even just Hairmyres. Oh, okay.
Bros, badge core.
So yeah, we're gonna get going. I have about 50 minutes of uncut footage for this episode of Bus News. So don't go on the red yellow line. We're gonna hop on this train now. Thank you a lot for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.
But
Somebody call for emergency services, there's a tuna melt down my throat. Stop, Hairmyres!